Welcome back to MMA Oddsbreaker. I'm Frank Trigg. That is Jason High, and he's sitting in Brazil. Now, if you stalk him like I do on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, you realize you kind of got upset when he realized that there was no Wi-Fi flying outside the country. We couldn't talk to you at all while you were gone until you landed. Was it like 37 hours later, 47 hours later? Like, how long was that trip?
Yeah, it was long. I mean, it wasn't really that long, I guess. It was only about 9 hours, but it felt kind of long because I expected to be rambling on Twitter the whole time. And I mean, nobody's up at that hour anyway, but...
Hey, yeah. Just for the record, this is gay as fuck. 2 men,
Hey.
Whatever.
Are you going to edit that out, please?
Yeah, well, don't worry. We'll drop that F-bomb.
He's not recording it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's recording.
Oh, my bad.
Jack off.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Mike, I'm a professional, Mike.
I said gay.
For you guys at home that don't know, that's Mike Kogan, the most crass, in-your-face, diabolical manager you'll ever meet.
I don't even know who that guy is.
I thought he was writing it down.
Stranger. He's about to leave. I don't know. He walked in here and stole
Don't
some
be
fruit.
disowning me. One day you'll say some stupid shit and I'll have your back.
I have no idea what he's talking about. I'll see you later. That guy.
Bye, Mike. Bye, Mike. Bye.
And he just wandered in, man. I don't know who that guy is.
That's your man. That's your man.
I don't know. I've seen him around, but
Mike gets a lot of controversy because he says stuff like that openly to anybody. That's not him trying to talk amongst his boys.
Yeah,
that's how he talks to Dana White.
That's not acting at all. It's just how he is, man. So.
Do you think that helps or hurts your professional career having a manager like that?
Well, I just like people that are up front. So it's nice. It's nice that he's he's just always know what Mike's thinking. So no filter. So I kind of like that. So.
It's tough though when you have so many people kind of against your manager, but not in like a super bad way. Where some guys, I don't know if you remember Ken Pavia. When guys were against Ken Pavia, it was just like everyone was against him. The fighters were against him. Everybody wanted him out. But then with Mike, everyone's kind of against him.
Controversial thing like with Ken. I don't really know Ken too well personally, but I heard some really bad things from fighters about him, and Mike's not on doing that kind of stuff at all. So yeah.
Yeah, he was. Ken was not a. Ken was a slimy manager. He's the reason why everyone kind of like.
Scumbag, yeah.
Exactly, and where Mike kind of has that same crassness about him, but he doesn't do the same kind of shady stuff.
No, Mike's honest. He's up front, and there's really no comparison between the two, as far as I know.
How has he been helping you? Because I saw a photo on Instagram from Mike that you guys decided to go out last night late. You get caught in the rain with everybody else, or no?
Oh no, I was sleeping.
Okay.
I was sleeping when they got caught in the rain. So,
Has he been helping you at all? And what's his job? What's Mike's job when you're here? It's fight week. You gotta get making weight, all that. Like, what's he supposed to do for you?
He's mostly here for comic relief. That's what I'd say. Comic relief. It's kind of his forte. He's like, I want to call him little, but he's about the same size as me. So never mind.
What do you do fight week? This is it's Wednesday morning. You've got to make weight in 2 days. So what's your day gonna be like today?
Well, I got up this morning, went to eat breakfast, and then came back and slept a little bit more, and now I'm talking to you. So that's about all I've gotten accomplished today. Probably work out. That's all I got. I don't have any interviews or anything till tomorrow, so I'm chilling.
What's your weight like today?
Wander around. Probably about 86. I think I was 85 when I got here yesterday, so probably like 86, something like that.
What are you going to wake up at on Friday morning?
Hopefully I'll wake up about 75.
Oh, perfect. So a quick hour cut, maybe down to weight?
Yeah, usually I only like to do one on the day of weigh-ins if I can.
Break down your opponent for us. What do you see that, because from a record standpoint, you guys are relatively close record, and how you win submissions, knockouts, decisions, you're relatively close within 1 or 2 each. So it's on paper, this is a very matched up fight. But how do you break them down?
Yeah, he's tough, man. I mean, we got about the same amount of fights, but it's if you look at my record, I'd say I got more names on my record. But, you know, that really doesn't matter. I mean, a lot of people think he's like this, you know, super efficient knockout guy, but most of his wins are by submission. So, I mean, people need to do their homework. I mean, I read something, Mike was reading something this morning talking about how I wasn't well-rounded, and then they went on to say how good my stand-up and submissions were in my wrestling. So, like, I don't know, people, whatever. Nobody thinks I'm gonna win. I don't really give a shit. It's just a little, you know, it's whatever. I think I can beat him. I have no problem. Like, I think it's gonna be a tough fight, but I don't have any problem with a tough fight. So, you know, he can do whatever the hell he wants.
He's got 3 devastating knockouts, and that's why everyone thinks he's like this big special knockout artist. But Erick's got 8 submissions, if my memory's right. He has 8 submissions out of his, I think he's 11 and 3, and you're 14 and 3. Is that correct?
No, I think he's like 14-3. I'm 16-3.
Okay. I'm trying to go off memory, so my numbers were off a little bit. But he's got like 8 submissions versus 3 knockouts, and so it's not like he's a super knockout artist. But everybody started seeing this explosive power in him, and that's why he got beat up, and that's why he was beating everybody up. And then all of a sudden, you saw Fitch kind of outwork him in every position, in every place. Are you going to kind of try to do the same thing to him, where you're just going to make it one of those old school wrestling brawls where you grab a guy, hold him down, and beat him up? That style, or are you going to be the old or the other Jason High? Because there's 2 Jason Highs. There's the guy that makes it a wrestling match, and the guy that's kind of picking a guy apart with his athletic ability. Which one do you think you're going to use on this fight?
I think I could do either one, but I'd prefer, you know, if he's in front of his home crowd, I'd prefer to, like, wear him out, just, you know, make it ugly, and, you know, because that's embarrassing to get worn out like that in front of your home. I mean, in front of anybody, really, but especially when you're at home, like, just to get smothered and beat up like that, that's, you know, that's not how you really want to go out. So, you know, that's what I'd like to do to him.
Now, you've been in the game a long time. What's the money like now? What's the money like now from when you first started? What's it compared to now?
It's not great right now, but it's much better than it was when I first started. I mean, I was fighting for, you know, like, I've been writing these fight breakdowns from my record for rapgenius.com, and I was fighting for, you know, when we first started out, fighting for a couple $100 here and there. I had 3 jobs, so, you know, fighting wasn't really obviously wasn't my main thing I was doing. You know, I was training when I could, taking fights whenever. But it's much better now. You know? Yeah.
You're a full-time fighter now? That's all you do?
Yeah, I've been full-time for about, I guess about 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your exit plan? If you have an exit plan, you get out of the game in 5 years from now, and you're going to retire. What do you want to be doing when you get out?
You know, I got the gym in Kansas City, HD MMA, that we've been working on, myself and LC Davis. It's going really well. So that would definitely be part of my exit plan. I like to stay involved, man. I really like MMA. I love jiu-jitsu in particular. I love training. So, you know, I think I always said when I was done that I'd maybe take up sport jiu-jitsu, you know.
Oh.
Start competing, you know, there. You know. But honestly, I haven't thought much about it. I probably should, but, you know, right now it's too much in front of me, I feel like, to really think about retiring. I said I wanted to retire by 35 when I was like 28, but now, you know, I'll be 32 this year, and I feel pretty good, man. So, you know, I feel like I can go for, I mean, I don't know, it's 35, 3 more years away, but still I feel good. So.
You don't need to be thinking about retirement, but you need to be planning for it. Are you putting money aside? Are you making enough money now to put money away?
Well, it's kind of like the way the last 2 years have been going. I put money away, and then I end up dipping back into it to get through the you know, these lulls that I've been having to fight. Like I haven't fought the last 2 years. I've only fought twice, you know, so it's been difficult, you know.
And the gym is not. Everyone thinks these gyms make a ton of money, and they really don't. They barely. If you're in the red, if you're in the black, it's very rare that you're in the black, and most of the time you're in the red with these gyms, and it's difficult. How well is your gym doing in Kansas City?
Yeah, it's definitely something you got to build. Like we've never lost any money, but you know we're not making much either. So um, we're working on that. I think we're looking to move and expand a little bit this summer. So we're definitely working on monetizing that a little bit more.
All right, last thing before I let you out of here. GSP and Johnny Hendricks are getting ready to battle out in a little bit. How do you see that fight breaking down?
Man, I think GSP I think he'll come out on top. I mean, I don't know. The wrestling is that's the only. I think Johnny's definitely got the stand-up power, but as far as technical ability, I mean, GSP and all comes from that jab. You know, he's just really good with that jab. So it's hard to get past a guy with a good jab like that. And you know, GSP is not a wrestler per se, but he can wrestle. You know, so
Yeah.
It's going to be a really tough fight for Johnny. I'd like to see. Johnny seems to wear down a little bit in the last half of the fight too, so that's something that worries me a little bit. So I hope he's in a little better shape for 5 rounds, because you know, 5-round fight will be his first 5-round fight. So.
All right, Jace, I appreciate the time. Enjoy the rest of your time in your hotel room in Brazil. I know as an athlete and a world traveler, you see the restaurant, you see the gym, you see the stadium that you fight in, and you see your hotel room, and then you go home and you had a great trip, and everyone thinks you had an amazing time when you're in Brazil, and you didn't see anything.
Yeah, not doing much. I mean, maybe there's a beach across the street I might go to, but yeah, there's not much to do.
Hey,
I'm sure there's a lot to do, but
you better not go to the beach, because there's, Brazilians were made in, Brazilian thong bikinis were made in Brazil, and the women down there wear them for a reason. You don't want to be at the beach before.